Well, with today's discussion about days 12 through 16, we reach the halfway point in our journey through Matthew. I hope you're finding plenty that's new and helpful, however much you may have studied Matthew before. Again, I would encourage you not to scold yourself too severely if you've fallen behind, but this coming week go straight to the material in days 17 to 21. Last time we talked about Jesus' banner announcement that God's kingdom has arrived and become active through Jesus' ministry. The rescue and relief and restoration Israel had been hoping for is now present and available. God is having his way. Everywhere Jesus goes, he confronts misery and transforms it into well-being. Leprosy and paralysis are healed. Demons flee in terror. Sinners are forgiven and welcomed. Storms are calmed and the dead are raised. Then he announces in the Sermon on the Mount that we, his followers, will not only enjoy those benefits ourselves, but we get to cooperate with Jesus in making them available to others. Discipleship is intentional involvement with Jesus in what he is doing. So with today's reading, Jesus begins to send out his disciples to do the mission. He has been healing and proclaiming good news and drawing people to himself, and now he tells his apprentices to go out and do all that he's been showing them. The harvest is ripe, ready to be gathered, and the Lord of the harvest is sending out harvesters. The people Jesus selects and sends are folks like us. They're not prominent or unusually gifted, but God is at work through them, and so they do things they previously doubted were possible. As they go out among their countrymen, of course, their adventure involves risks. Students are like their teacher, Jesus says, and so sometimes disciples will face resistance and even abuse, just as he did. But like the 12, we go out and do what he commands us to do because it's he who sends us. He is the Son of God who uniquely reveals the Father. He is the Son of Man whose global reign will never end. He is the source of eternal rest who surpasses all God's prior messengers. He is God's chosen servant, the hope of the nations, the one who has risen from the dead. He overpowers the devil and sets people free. If we keep in mind who Jesus is, our motivation and confidence will grow. But there's a twist in this week's readings. As remarkable as Jesus is, as wonderful as he is to those who know him, many others will not recognize him. Though God's kingdom is present already in Jesus, his significance is obscured and his overpowering victory is delayed. Jesus does not match people's expectations. Even John the Baptist is caught by surprise and asks, should we expect someone else? Don't stumble and fall away, Jesus says. The prophecies are being fulfilled. The blind now see, the lame walk, the lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised, and the good news is preached to the poor. The kingdom is here, but it remains mysterious, detectable only by those who have eyes and ears to perceive it. And so when we invite our friends to Jesus, some won't grasp why he matters. The parables chapter emphasizes this idea of hidden bounty and unnoticed power. God's kingdom, presently active through Jesus and his disciples, is like a mustard seed. It is small and apparently worthless, yet it contains the amazing potential to become a luxuriant tree for shade and rest. For now, the kingdom's action may seem hard to detect, but it is a penetrating force into the world that is unstoppable, like the action of yeast mysteriously penetrating into dough until all of it is leavened. Many hear Jesus' message, but only a fraction of them get it. Only those who have ears to hear will gain the 30 and 60 and 100-fold increase in understanding which Jesus offers. Only those who have eyes to see will spot the treasure in the field or the precious pearl that others overlook. Jesus' very act of teaching by parables selects out people whose hearts are receptive to hear his summons. Blessed are such people because they hear the divine music and take up the dance. So when he sends us out to do his work and proclaim his message, many who hear and observe us will not recognize that God is at work in us. And we may feel frustrated at times that our labors don't bear fruit more quickly. We so want our friends to recognize the divine love we have recognized and to experience the power and rescue that we have experienced. And so he encourages us to persevere in what God has called us to do, drawing people to Jesus eagerly but sensitively and patiently. We name his name in our conversations when the time is right, and we do works of service and healing knowing that some will have eyes to see and will begin to give glory to our Heavenly Father. As we participate as salt and light and yeast doing his penetrating work into the world, we need help from him all along the way. Jesus teaches us to pray and to trust in his power, remembering what he's done for us before, so that we will gain confidence that he can overcome each new obstacle we encounter. He wants us to expect great things of him, and he patiently trains us to trust in him. I pray that your group's conversation and prayer with each other today will fortify you to serve him well.